We got some new exclusive GTA 6 info only through articles by IGN, Dazed, and more that we're going to take a look at. Over 50 details here. So I know everyone's talking about the Netflix preview. I already made a whole video on that, but this is the tiny details that a lot of you may have missed because who wants to read a 5-page article in 2026? Y'all got that attention, TikTok attention span, okay? We can't sit through that long of articles. We gotta make a video for this. So if you guys like that, leave a like on the video, subscribe to whatever video I make next. So of course the map is going to be 3 times as bigger than GTA 5 is, and the pause menu map, when you pause the game, is going to be satellite, not like the Apple Maps alternative GTA 5 has, you know, where you pause, it looks like 2D, it's going to be 3D satellite. Make sure you can zoom in, see the depth of buildings on the pause map. That's going to be insane. Really detailed pause map. Rob Nelson says that it's meant to feel like RDR2, where there's an insane amount of detail. You can get lost, walk around, and most notably, the minimap is off on foot. We don't know if this is a toggle option, standard game feature for immersion, but so far that were the clips that we see in gameplay that we see all. The minimap is off on foot. Only when you get in your vehicle does the minimap turn on. So that's very interesting. Streets are narrower, more realistic. I compare this picture from real life to GTA 6. Almost 1-to-1 comparison on the roads with you're not going to be able to weave in and out of traffic as easily as in GTA 5. Of course, the districts, the 5 counties we know of in Leonardo are going to have their own unique culture, be based on certain areas like the Wynwood area in real life. That's going to be distinct art of culture in GTA 6 Vice City. And of course, the radio and TV ads are back, and TV shows. Of course, if you never watched any TV and GTA series, go watch it. Any game, any GTA game, go watch the TV shows. It is hilarious. Peak content. They put so much detail into them too, it's crazy. So about the Jason and Lucia details, the relationship details. This is of course the first female protagonist in GTA series, and they are a couple. But most interesting, you're not going to have to play as a couple. You can be a sort of platonic couple if you want to. Of course, there's going to be cutscenes where you two are a couple, but you're not going to have to go on dates or anything, or even really care about the relationship. You will have a relationship health meter though, so the more dates you go on, the more affection you show Lucia, the higher that health meter is going to go for a relationship. If you choose not to, it might turn gray instead of the pink heart it has. It might turn gray. It might be like, hey, it's standard, you're still in a relationship, but you're not doing too much to keep up with it. So you definitely do have that option if you want to. You can switch between these 2 characters, but certain parts of the story mode, it might be locked. Very interesting. Of course, we know Lucy is in jail in some part of the story mode, so of course that will be locked, but even other parts. When driving in cars as Jason or Lucia, you can seamlessly swap to the other character and shoot out the window by leaning out the actual window. You also have bonding missions like haircuts, some dates to go on, scuba diving, zoos, heists, of course, mini robberies, big Carl, CJ, and Sandra's references right there with the time we're around Mount Chiliad. And yeah, even if your romance meter is cold, grayed out, they still bonded storyline, so the relationship is a good end. They are still bonded, they are still a couple in GTA 6 story mode. We know Lucia has an ankle monitor in certain parts of the story mode. This could be a big detail that decides how the relationship goes forward. So, and sometimes this is directly from Rockstar. A strong relationship will mean you unlock more secrets. So just like I predicted and confirmed, the stronger the relationship is, the more side missions, bonding experiences you will get as Jason and Lucia. Not game changing, but you will get more details and missions and secrets. Talking more about the wanted system, Grand Theft Auto after all. Crime only counts if someone sees it like an NPC or alarm trips off. So even if you run a red light, that's not going to count. But if you commit a crime, NPC sees it, they will have a window where they will contact and report the crime to police. You can't interrogate them, take them out, but NPCs will report crimes if they see it. 6 stars is back and confirmed. So who knows, the military might even come after you in some points if you have a 6-star wanted level. 1 star is super easy to shake. 6 stars, of course. Tanks, who knows. From 3 stars in the city, car chases get very detailed. They put out spike strips that will ram into so much detail in police chases. Revamped wanted system in GTA 6. There is a new thing called heat, well, heat mechanic at least. So as you get a watch level, you will see dots, a vehicle tracker, clothes, face, and outfits. And you will know how they saw you. So you will have a CCTV icon if the CCTV caught you. And you will have to change your clothes, maybe put on a mask, change your vehicle to lose some of the stars, maybe make it easier to escape. You can still escape even if you don't do any of this, but it will make it easier for you to escape. Putting on a mask before robbery and taking it off after will actually remove that icon so they won't know your face. You could take precautions to make sure you have a lower wanted level star, basically. Let's say that. So you could take precautions, get a getaway vehicle, probably not going to be too important, but get a getaway vehicle to do rob Hank's Waffles, let's say, and switch your vehicle after, take off your mask, and boom, that's 2 icons removed. You're at 2 stars. If you two are doing a robbery together as Jason and Lucia, you can split up to make the cops hunting you harder. And then, after you escape the cops, you will have hot zones. This is something we saw in the gameplay clips a few days ago, where there's a red area of the minimap that turns red when you enter it, and a cop shows up. This is called a hot zone, which will basically be a zone where cops are more looking for you. They have your info. If they know your vehicle, they will look out for your vehicle. More cops will spawn around you, so you have to be a little more careful in these zones. And I'll assume you have to spend a little time outside the zone for it to cool down, and it will no longer be a hot heat zone. As well as the honor system, you now have a criminal profile. So the more crimes you do, the more your criminal profile will be criminal. The better you do, kind of like an honor system, the better civilian you are, the more pros you get, Even down to if you throw your trash on the ground, if you leave a car in the middle of the street, that will impact your, basically, let's say, call it civilian status. There are some changes about how you steal vehicles out on the street. So you have a Slim Jim for more modern cars, clone, a key cloner for more modern cars. Also, you can't just smash windows on older cars, but for the more higher end vehicles, you will need some extra tools and some extra time to do that. You're not going to be able to press Y, get in any vehicle you want to. It's going to be a little more realistic, a little more immersive. You have something called a WAINK scanner on your phone, which is a valuable asset for stealing modern day vehicles. You could look up the value of it, registration costs, lock and armor the vehicle, and a tracker for the vehicle. This will probably be an upgrade you can put on your own vehicles, but also upgrades that will already be on vehicles you try to steal. Cars with the driver inside can be pushed out by spamming a button, but also they could come back and try to pull you out yourself, where then you have to fight them off by again spamming the button, or they can even yank you out, take back their vehicle. More in-depth compared to GTA 5. You can deliver stolen cars to car fences, just like in RDR2 kind of. So damaged cars will pay less, more valuable cars will be paid higher. Some cars you can't even sell because they're too high end. So kind of like RDR2 in that sense, but also like Los Angeles Customs, where you can't sell the Bugattis in Los Angeles Customs, but you can sell the lower end vehicles. And the upgrades on those vehicles will matter with how much money you make off of them. Now let's talk about the heists and money, the economy of the game. So the economy first off looks much more balanced, much more realistic prices. That probably means they have made it harder to make money, but hey, it's more realistic prices now. So money matters more for story this time. You will actually have to buy things, save up your money to progress through the story mode. Just like San Andreas had actually. GTA 5 it didn't really matter too much, but San Andreas mattered massively. Sometimes you have to grind for money at points. Some current income ways we have is stealing cars, robbing vehicles, shops, theft, taking bikes, selling the bikes, and some odd jobs like races, so on, dirt bike races we know of already. And you can do a lot of these jobs and side missions solo or as a couple with Jason and Lucia. So again, you have that option to do it as a couple or just by yourself. With the heists, of course, you will have different options. You have the greedy option or speedy option if you want to be greedy. Go in, take all the money yourself. Don't give your heist members as much of a cut. If you want to be fast, you have that fast method where you break in, break out, and stealth, of course. You also have bonuses, so if you find a combo safe, a bonus safe in the corner of the room, you can go find the combo and it will give you a little bit of extra money. Looking a little more at the tiny story details, They say directly, story has small decisions that stack, and big ones that change things immediately. It's built for replay. So we're gonna have split storylines. Who knows how many endings, but split storylines where if you complete one mission, it might get rid of another mission. If you don't do this mission, it might cut off a whole side piece of the storyline, or it might give you other options. You might get bad honor, good honor for completing certain missions. It's gonna be massive. You're gonna have a lot of thinking. You're gonna have to replay this if you want to experience every single thing, every mission, every cutscene. Missions also have multiple routes. So there's multiple apartment block exits, driving or shooting from passenger side, whether you're driving or Lucia's driving. That's going to change how the mission plays out, where you go, where the mission ends or starts at. And story rewards time in the world, not just mission to mission based. Open world and main missions are together, so if you complete this mission, you will end up in a different part of the map. You will be able to explore that part of the map, let's say, compared to if you just drove there from the keys, Jason's key safe house. The mission would take you all the way up to the north of the map, and it would be there you'll get to explore, discover some secrets before really you get there on your own. So let's look at some more tiny details of this game. So the weight and food affects you. Exercising, working out affects your health, and you will have a stamina bar, tiredness bar. You will have to sleep in your apartment sometimes to refill that tiredness bar, but also exercising. Exercising will be important if you want to have all your features. We know that if you don't exercise, if you don't take care of yourself, you might not have as much of the Deadeye ability that Jason has. It might be limited. You might not be able to run as fast. So that will be a big thing you have to take care of now. Different barbershops have exclusive hairstyles, as well as different vehicle shops has exclusive vehicle upgrades and designs. You also have the option to either share a safe house or have different safe houses. So your characters keep their own schedule. Like if they are off on their own side missions at the time, you could still live together. It would just be separate. You might run across each other here and there. Or you could do a thing where you have both characters stay at separate safe houses. So you have Jason at the top of the map, Lucia at the bottom of the map, doing different storylines. There's a full fashion ecosystem, more in-game brands designed by real-life designers, so that's massive. Rockstar went all out for GTA 6. No wonder why it took 13 years now to make GTA 6. They're sourcing out real-life clothing designers to make digital clothing. The NPC interaction ecosystem is back from RDR2, so you could talk to them, befriend someone, you could antagonize them, and rob them, of course. You have more NPC variety with different body types, hairstyles. Almost every NPC can look different. You'll be very hard to find two NPCs that look exactly the same. Even if it's the same body, it might be a different hairstyle, different voice. Some NPCs can start fights with other NPCs, start fights with you. They can also carry weapons. Background talks can spawn events, so if you stay around a different NPC for a while, you might be able to unlock a secret side mission that you wouldn't if you just walk straight past them. So that's going to be massive for finding secret events and Easter eggs. You have to spend more time eavesdropping on some NPCs. Jason and Lucia can spontaneously suggest a nearby job mid-trip. So if you're on your way to a certain mission, you could see something else, and Lucy would be like, hey, we should stop there. There's a robbery that we could take. There's a guy that needs our help. So you can have little missions inside of other missions. You also have another ability called the Focus, which highlights useful objects, weapons, and helps you avoid cops, and also could highlight some extra money opportunities you can make. Some activities you have are pool, dirt bike racing, organized racing on racetracks, mini golf, kayaking, the zoo, diving, parachuting, and gym, working out. You can also study animals as a side hobby. So you can go to a zoo or in the wild, take a picture, study the species on that list. Probably you have to go find more species on that list you collect. But most importantly, you can pet dogs and cats. And just at the end here, let's look at some development detail. This is great, I gotta look at my notes for this. 50 real-life street artists did murals for this game. Yeah, again, no wonder why this game took 12 years to make. The vehicle team, the designers, performance engineers, they sourced real-life race car drivers for this. There's one Los Angeles office from Rockstar who is dedicated to just creating and analyzing and creating these NPCs in GTA 6. Apparently, the whole Rockstar Game Studios doubled in size since RDR2. I think 5 times doubled from GTA 5 to RDR2. Now it's doubled on top of that from RDR2 to GTA 6. And they one more time put a big emphasis on they want you to play this how you want to. They want you to decide if you want to be a couple or not. They also mentioned roleplay, by name roleplay. They want you to have your own body, have your own vehicles, relationship, dress up the way you want to. They want you to express yourself in GTA 6. Kind of sounds a little woke at this point. But they want you to truly make this an almost RPG game. That's going to be a big change. This is almost RDR2, but in modern day. That's what I would explain this as. Much more immersion, much more detail altogether. So I know everyone's talking about the Netflix preview. I already made a whole video on that, but this is tiny details that a lot of you may have missed because who wants to read a 5-page article in 2026? Y'all got that attention, TikTok attention span, okay? We can't sit through that long of articles. We gotta make a video for this. So if you guys like that, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see what video I make next.